Good evening. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. You are with the amazing Jeff, who has driven
Hello,
like
everybody.
to get here, and myself, who is sitting in my garden. How are you, Jeff? Tell me what's going on.
I'm good. I'm good. It's wonderful that you've discovered that magnificent patch of ground outside your back door.
It's rather special, this garden. I tell you what, I've lived here 15 years, and this garden has been, what would I describe it as? Well, put it this way, I opened the back door once uh, to look for the cats, and the vegetation was halfway up that back door over there, halfway up it to where the window is. And when I opened the door, there was an imprint of the cat flap and the panels of the door in the undergrowth. It was that depth. It was that. So I never used it. The cats used to come out here and empty themselves. They disappeared as a cat flap. You couldn't see them in the undergrowth. And then the lovely lady next door has helped me. Well,
Yes,
helped me. She's done it.
yes.
She came in, and my garden is amazing, which of course has made me go on to do the house now. So yes, it's all changed here at Avalon Towers.
She'll have your house trained before very long.
Well, it's strange because like my hall, my upstairs landing, my upstairs toilet, and my downstairs toilet, all done, all done. And so what I'm doing is I'm keeping those tidy. I'm sweeping them. I'm cleaning them. I'm mopping them. I'm keeping on top. And I've put all my pictures up in the hallway. It's like an art gallery now. When the house is done, we will do a guided tour. I promise you, because it's going to look really nice. But there's a long, long way to go. I am snowed under with crap and rubbish, and I've got no way of getting rid of it. So plans are being put into place to get rid of it. But for now, I've had 3 boxes turn up today, which should be amazing. One is 2 lots of big shelves, industrial shelving units, and the other one is great big plastic 80-litre storage boxes, 30-litre storage boxes, and 15-litre storage boxes, which I'm going to fill these shelves up, put stuff away, and be organised. That's the plan. What else, Jeff? What are you up to?
I am in Clearwater, Minnesota right now at a truck stop that is pretty well known in driving circles. And I'm going to show you why in a little while. And it's going
Yes,
to
and
be
when you talk about
particularly
room.
cruel. It's going to be particularly cruel to poor Gabe.
Now, if anybody
Uh,
said to you, Jeff is a lovely guy, he wouldn't hurt a mouse, he couldn't know how to be cruel, just keep watching and you'll see the other side of this man, I'm telling you.
oh, yes, I have a cruel streak. I do. The Wandering Ponderer with us. He's going to have a new video out this Saturday morning. Well, it's my morning.
Yeah,
It's sometime during the day. It's Saturday for you. It's going to be about Henry VIII and the history of the Abbey in Coggeshall. And he sent me the thumbnail, and it looks very interesting. He
good.
has changed the format of his videos, and they're pretty amazing. He's adding some AI and some other effects, and it's pretty cool. It really is well worth seeing. That's the Wandering Plunderer. We
Excellent.
have Roland Bear with us. He says, "Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Gabe. Good evening, Jeff. Station Master is attempting French, and that's pretty much everybody. I hope Jackie shows up tonight. You're going to show her kitties. Oh, we
We
have.
got,
Oh, Jackie's here. She just popped in. Good
we got-
evening, Gabriel and Jeff, and we have Andrew Graham with us. Welcome back, Andrew. Nice to see you again.
nice one. Welcome, Andrew.
I think that's it, everybody. We're caught up. So
Eh,
can the cruelty begin?
let's get it over and done with. Come on. He's going to enjoy this. You bloody
the
watch.
the place where I'm at has inside a Scandinavian bakery.
They can't see it. It's not on camera, sadly. Oh, God, what's that?
It is a cinnamon spinner.
That's a car wheel.
Uh, No.
We
Let's see
see
what else.
when we get donuts over here, they're about this diameter to death. That's an English one, not
Well,
this.
that's why you guys aren't fat.
That's
Oh,
true.
and we have one covered in maple.
That's not a donut. That's a tabletop. Tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to America very soon, and I'm going to come back 15 stone heavier because I'm going to sit down and eat these bad boys.
You know, that's the thing. Everybody that comes over here, you should weigh yourself before you go.
Starve myself. Yes, absolutely.
I'm curious what the comments are now. Station Master says we call them cinnamon whirls.
No, we called them tabletops. Cinnamon whirls were about that big. That's a tabletop. Well, you could put legs on it, 3 legs, and it turned into a milking stool.
I have others to show you, but that'll do for now. I have a maple bar. I swear that thing is that long.
Maple bars. Okay, let me tell you about maple bars. Maple bar. I adore maple. It's one of my favourite flavours. Maple syrup often has a place in my kitchen cupboards. Maple bars are like long donuts, about this long normally, a reasonable size, coated with maple syrup on top, and you can get them with cream inside, and they've got a different name. But for now, basically, a maple bar is about this long, maple syrup on the top. Now, for some reason, when these American companies come over here that make maple bars available in America, they don't bring them across. Now, even Tim Horton, one of my favourite burger bars, that's a bear paw. That's a bear paw. That's a donut, man. Jesus. Yeah, what was I talking about? What was I talking about? Donut. Yeah. And they never, even Tim Hortons, which is Canadian, which is kind of maple land, who sell thousands of millions of maple bars in their stores in Canada, didn't bring them over. Are we not worthy? Are we not capable of eating maple bars? Can we not afford them? Do they think they need to keep us away from them? I don't know. But why? Somebody can tell me in the comments. American companies refuse to import maple bars, which means this
You
cruel man.
know, they do weird things. Look at Popeyes. Your Popeyes over there is completely different. The menu is completely different than ours.
I know. I mean, do they think we're not, we can't deal with it? Hi, Kathy. Do they think we can't deal with it? I mean, I don't understand it.
Jackie says, Jeff, that's as big as your head.
It is. These Americans call them donuts. That you can make small furniture out of them, for crying out loud. Leave them to go hard for a couple of days. Stick 3 legs, and you got a milking stool. This is just not.
Kathy says, good evening, Gabriel and Jeff, and we have Andrew Norris with us now. Hello, Andrew.
Oh, you made it, Andrew. Good evening. By the way, Roland, I am planning on coming back to Germany sometime later in the year, probably towards autumn to keep the costs down. But I'm hopefully going to head down your way. It'd be really nice to hook up where you are, so you haven't got to travel, because the Black Forest is beautiful, and I'd like you to tell us all about it. So I'll get in touch with you close at the time, and we will hook up again. Because
I promise, Roland, I have a half-finished video for you. I swear. As soon as I have time that, I can eat something that doesn't come out of a bag and I'm not rushing around like an idiot. I promise I'll finish it.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it really is. It really is, isn't it? I mean, it's, yeah. The life of a trucker on the road is not one conducive to high-quality cuisine, is it?
I turn in like 3 or 4 trips each week. This is what I turn in. It's usually 3, 4, maybe 5. I turned in 11.
Yeah.
I've been rushing around like a madman.
You have, and yes, less said about that than the better. But the sooner this guy retires and gets some time off, the better, I say, because he works. I mean, I've never known a man or anybody work as hard as Jeff here. I mean, nobody I've ever met works that hard. He's incredible. He's some days, I've told you this before, but on show days, He's gotten up at 2 a.m. and driven a full day's work so that he can finish in time to do the show, you know. And he drives hundreds of miles every day. He leaves home for 2 to 3 months at a time and doesn't leave his truck. He lives in it, you know, and it's work, 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 7 days a week without a day off. This guy is a damned hero, I'm telling you.
It's going to be interesting to see what my paycheck is this week, because there should be a lot.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. Can we talk about TVs?
Yes, I was going to say, let's talk about TVs.
I watched a video last night of a guy in England repairing a TV, and it was the coolest TV I've ever seen. It was small, like a bread box, and he called it a Pi, a PYE, and it only tuned to one station. And you bought the one, like if you lived by Bristol, you bought the one that tuned into Bristol, or if you lived by Manchester, you picked the one that tuned into Manchester. And it was all it had was an off and on switch and a volume switch. And I want to know, it was very cool. It was an oak cabinet, it was very small, had a round tube. I want to know if anyone can remember those when they were growing up, because they were very cool. And I will tell you my TV story. My parents still had the original TV that they bought in the 50s when I was growing up, because my dad knew how to repair TV. So they just kept it running. It was black and white. It was a tabletop. It was the original one. My dad's dream was to own a Curtis Mathis, which they billed themselves as the Cadillac of TVs. Their TV commercials said, the most expensive television in the world and damn well worth it. That was their commercial. Anyway, we finally found one that didn't work, and he bought it inexpensively, and they had that TV until I was married and gone.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's something, isn't it? They just don't last that long. I mean, growing up when I was young, my mum and dad weren't that well off, and they never bought TVs. A lot of people didn't. Early 60s, you had companies like DER, Radio Rentals. I suspect Bernie and some others will remember these. And you hired your TV and had these little vans. They'd bring it round, put it in, set it up. But this is going back to the days of black and white. And I remember they had on and off brightness and volume, and then it had 4 buttons that you pushed in. And to tune them, you had to push them in and put a screwdriver in and turn it, and that tuned that channel in. So you had like 4 presets. But that was kind of pie in the sky, because back then we had 2 channels. We had BBC, ITV. I remember BBC Two used to run, when it first started off, it used to run like test films. It was constantly running these little films all day long, which I used to watch when I was off school. But yeah, that was a day. And then we got our first colour telly. But I'm here to tell you, it looked like the black and whites. Volume, brightness, off on, and then 4 buttons, which you pushed it in to choose the channels, and you tuned the screwdriver. So the actual technology around TVs, when it went to colour, they still look the same. They didn't look any different. And it was quite a while.
I suspect that our TVs over here were a lot cheaper than your guys's. I suspect, because you guys only had a few manufacturers, and we had lots of manufacturers. And the technology was not the same, so our TVs would not work there.
No, I mean, that Pi you mentioned, that was one of the companies. Pi, Decca, Rediffusion. Although Rediffusion, I think, were a TV hire company that branded their own TV. So I don't know if Rediffusion actually were made by them. I'm trying to think who else there were. Decca. Philips weren't even in the game back then, as far as I know. They were British companies making these televisions, and they were Valve. They had a black cover on. You look through the black cover, you could see all this orange glow going on inside. And when you turned them on, they took a while to come through. And when you turned them off, the screen went and disappeared to a dot, and then that dot slowly faded away.
I can remember that big Curtis Mathis that my parents had. It was like 11 or 1200 watts. Now I have a 50-inch in my RV, and I power it with a 12-volt inverter that's like this big. It's a 100-watt inverter. Station Master says Pi and one or two other makes were all that was available at one time, as we only had one TV channel before 1955. Color Calcer was another make. Calcer, is that how you pronounce it?
Let's have a look. How far back is that one gone?
We have Mason Lawson with us tonight. Hello, Mason. Good to see you back.
Hi.
And Emma is with us. Hello, Emma. I hope you are well. Tracy Murphy is with us. I saw you, Tracy, in Andrew's video where you went on a walk. It was a very nice video. It was a very nice way to end the day. Station Master says, I first became interested in John Benjamin watching his travel adverts for various petrol companies, but they were shown on BBC Two without the advert bits on their Trasdy Turst transmissions.
Yeah, I discovered. Yes, we was talking about those tests. Remember, I was talking about the films just now when BBC Two started up. They were showing lots of little films. They were always about 10, 15 minutes long. Boom, 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 boom. Just continually so that people could tune in TVs, check colour balances, all that sort of thing. That's what Bernie's talking about. He's quite right too, yeah. So
my dad had a room in the house where he worked on TVs, and it had mirrors on the three walls. So when he was behind the TV and he was working on it and he was doing stuff, he could see what it was doing because he was always in there by himself.
Yeah. I've just seen in the comments, Mason Lawson is telling us how hot he's been in Staffordshire. Bye, it's been bloody hot down here in Somerset, I tell you. But Jeff, we were talking about that place that you liked today, weren't we?
Oh, Bullhead City, yes, Bullhead City, which is where Roland Bear was there. Remember, he told us that he visited there. 118 today, Roland. It was 118 there today.
I don't even want to know what that is in centigrade because it's too depressing. But anyway, go back to that story, Mason. The heat wave. I follow the weather centre, the Met Office, on their YouTube channel, and they do all these in-depth weather forecast things. And they were explaining, that we've got this until Monday, Tuesday of next week. And they was explaining the reasons for it, but it's to do with a high, and the high's relation to the jet stream, which is holding back the lows over Iceland, which is where they can stay. But it does mean there's kind of a northwest split. Bits of Scotland won't be getting the heat in the northwest that we're getting down in the south until the weekend. Then they're having a heat wave or something. I don't know. But
Jackie
it's hot.
Says, when I was a child, Mom and Dad had a TV you put coins in to rent. Every couple of weeks, the man would come and empty it.
That's right. They did it. I mean, you had a choice back then. You could have the coin slot, or you paid through the bank. My dad did it through the bank. We never had a coin slot, but yeah, and you'd be halfway through a fill and you have to go click, put your money back in. I think was it.
Sweet the Cat says, "Hi everyone, sorry I'm late. Had the day from hell. What happened? Tell us about it."
Yeah, tell us. Interesting.
Emma says that's 44 degrees Celsius.
I don't even want to hear that. No. That's not a temperature. That's something you cook at. That's crazy.
Roland was there. Remember, he was telling us about it, but he said it was at Thanksgiving. So I'm sure it wasn't hot.
No. Yeah, that's too hot. I mean, and you're telling me that they use the river there, which is cold, to cool, because on the other side of the river, it's a different name, and it's got all the casinos in it, hasn't it?
It's Bullhead City on one side, and it's Laughlin on the other. But they have the Davis Dam there, and it's quite a tall dam. So the water that comes out of the base of the dam is ice cold. It's like 40 degrees. I mean, it's just a little bit above freezing. So the casinos, they pipe the water in and they use it to air condition the casinos.
Mm. I was going to ask, talking about the weather. My neighbour's been away to Spain this week. Come back, her hair's bleached, she's suntanned. What are people's holiday plans? Where are you all going? What are you going to do? Are you going abroad? Are you staying in this country? You're going to do some walking? You're going to go some lounging? I've been watching on YouTube these hotels where there's like a door and it's a camera outside, and this door opens and a flood of people just emit themselves out the building and start fighting over the loungers. And then you just see this sea of loungers by a swimming pool. That, man, is not a holiday. No. That is not a holiday. You get better conditions than that in prison. I don't know how people can do that. I just don't know.
I think the one lottery is over 200 million. If I win, I'm gonna buy a ticket this week. If I win, Andrew Norris doesn't know it yet, but he's going to Tahoe.
Yes.
He's a painter. He needs to go to Tahoe.
Yeah, totally. I tell you, it is interesting though about what different people do for holidays. I mean, I go away, as you know, with the channel, and it's work because I'm filming, but I consider them holidays, you know. And for me, going somewhere I've not been before, exploring it, that's a holiday. I enjoy doing that, seeing something new, sampling something new, going somewhere beautiful. Not some horrible hotel in a row of other horrible hotels, all with thousands of people. No. So tell us what you're doing on your holidays, unless, of course, it's going to one of these horrible hotels. Anything else down there, Jeff, or shall I show a film?
Let's see. Emma says, I'm going to our gate. That's so sad. That's so sad. I'm so sorry, Emma. Station Master says, short breaks planned to Chester, York, and West Wales.
Good. We'll talk about the York one a bit later, I guess. Yes, that is good. That is really good. And see, I'd rather spend 6 weeks going for little trips, coming home, going for little trips, coming up, and going away for 2 weeks, because it's all done and gone. But you can spread it out if you do lots of little trips.
I think the last vacation I had was when I broke down in Las Vegas. The transmission went out in my truck, and I was there 10 days.
Sad that, wasn't it?
Oh, it was rough. I'll tell you. A paid hotel, and they were paying me like $150. I think it was $150 a day. And
yeah, you must.
They were going to put me up in a hotel, and I said, no, I'll take care of it. You can reimburse me. Because I knew I would pick a better hotel
than they did. Did you go to the Silver?
Yeah, I stayed a couple of days in the Silverton, and I stayed a few days in the Four Queens downtown under the canopy. And they ran me off because it was 4th of July and they were full. So I went to the Cannery, which the Ponderer would love the Cannery, because next door, I believe, if somebody looks it up and I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I believe that the Museum for Magicians is next door. The Magic Circle or whatever it is, I think it's right next door to the Cannery Hotel.
Wow.
You better roll some films, because you got tons of films.
Yeah, because we didn't know if Jeff was going to make it tonight, because he's been so busy. But luckily, due to hours and things, he's been able to make it. So I put together a load of films just in case Jeff wasn't with us. So I'm going to start us off. Now, talking about holidays, I've been away recently. You may know I've been to York. I've been to the Isle of Man. I can tell you now, if you've not been to the Isle of Man, put it on your bucket list. It's incredible. It's amazing. And you get out there by travelling on a catamaran from Liverpool. Or you can go to Hincham if you want a normal ferry with a buoyancy hull. Now, I'm not being clever. Jeff taught me that term. But the catamaran goes from Liverpool. So here's a look at what it's like to go to the Isle of Man on a catamaran. I'll push this back to the channel. You can just about make out, I think, the pier head behind me. If I turn around, you'll see I've reached my destination for now, the Isle of Man ferry terminal here at the pier head. And if I turn around, there are some truly epic and magnificent dock buildings behind me, because we are in what was known as the half-tide dock here. So I'm going to head over now. I think I have to go through security, so I'm going to have to stop filming at some point. And here is our trusted Steve for the evening. Quite small craft actually, but built for speed. Well, here we are on board the Isle of Man ferry. The Isle of Man is that way, about 2.5 hours I think. Once the gate goes up, we prepare to set sail. And for now, as the car alarms start to go off, or as I call it, the Sea Ferry Symphony, we're setting off. Interesting, the contrast that you can see here between modern Liverpool and what was Liverpool up until modern Liverpool arrived with all the dock buildings here. Over there, that rocket looking thing is the ventilation shaft for one of the tunnels across to the Wirral on the other side of the river there. At one point these buildings ran from the other side of Liverpool all the way down through here up towards Crosby. And there you see the old stop clock by the entrance gate. Just coming into view over there is the Liverpool container port, which means we're getting very, very close to the mouth of the river. So he put his foot down a bit, we're now doing 25 miles an hour. And as I swing around to the right, you can see New Brighton over there, and the north coast of the Wirral disappearing away, meaning we're pretty much in open sea now. And here is that first view as we're coming into the harbour at Douglas. I think they call that full astern, don't they? I think I can feel rain in the air. My room is along there somewhere. I don't know quite where, but it's quite a way down. Well, with the iconic ferry building there in the background, I'm here, I'm on the Isle of Man, from the room to sum up the day. There you go. That's what it's like going over on the thing. Now, I talked to Jeff about this before I went. Because catamarans ride differently than buoyancy holes. By buoyancy hole, I mean a normal ship shape is a buoyancy hole. They work differently. They've got a different centre of gravity. But it was weird. You didn't seem to feel movement. It felt more like you was on a high-speed Azuma train. It was that kind of movement. It wasn't really up and down and side to side and rocking all over the place. But You try and walk. I don't know if you saw in the film, I was like this, whoa, banging into walls, holding on, but there was no sense of movement. So that's weird. I've never ever felt that before. It was quite cool, actually. You could feel like you're drunk. Oh, that's weird. But it was a great trip. It's 2.5 hours, and it's actually a longer trip than coming from Heysham, which takes 3.5 hours. So that's the difference in speed. But it's just good. It's good. I enjoyed it, and the Isle of Man is amazing. We have another film that I may show you later to do with the steam train, but there's plenty to see on there, including I went to the pit lane from the TT, which is a brick building that stays there all the time. We went and visited that, which is quite weird. Yes. So anything in the comments there, Jeff?
Sweet the Cat says the reason he was having a difficult day is he was rescuing his fish. His circulation pump died, and they were suffocating.
No. Oh, God. What do you do in a situation like that?
He found another pump and saved him.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's scary stuff.
Let's see. Yeah, he says, yes, they are all okay. Thank you for asking.
Good. Oh, that would have been horrible.
Andrew Norris says, when you have pets, one feels a tremendous responsibility. Yes, he's daddy to about 6,000 frogs, I think.
Yes.
Glad the fish are okay, Sweet the Cat.
Yeah.
Station Master says the ferry terminal was still virtually brand new when I went to the Isle of Man.
That was 62, 63, wasn't it? Very early in the 60s. It's a great
Station
building.
Master says, I have taken my tablet.
Oh, I've just got the film lined up. Look at this. I'm ready to go. I'm going to run it anyway. There you go. I literally, I was sitting there with my finger over the button, ready to get that to go. So well done, Bernie. We're on with you, mate. We're on with you. What's this?
He needs one of those T-shirts that says, I keep medicated for your protection.
Absolutely. Yeah. How are we doing in the comments? Anything?
Station Master says it was 1969.
69. It's as late as that, was it? Wow, I thought it was earlier.
Mason Lawson says it was a wonderful presentation.
Thank you. Anything else, or should we move on?
We should move on. Have you got the Jackie's Kitties queued up?
I certainly have. Now, before we do this, I would just like to make an announcement. Tomorrow, the 10th of June, is National Kitten Day. And here we go with some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful animals. Look at this. The mum is called Sanso. And look at those kittens. Oh, God, I want one. Beautiful. You just want to pick them up and go, ooh, beautiful. And there's the proud mum again. She reminds me of Poppy. She's like a fluffy Poppy, that one. I like grey and white cats. Having had one for 10 years, you like them. But thank you so much for sending that in. I like kitten porn.
It would be fun to have a kitten around have kittens to play with around the house. It would be fun.
Oh, they are. They can be a complete pain in the ass, and of course you've got to remember not to step on them, because they have this thing about getting under your feet. You've got to be so careful, because they wouldn't survive being stood on. Bless them. It's like Poppy. The cat next door, they had kids, young kids, about 6, 7, tiny little kids, lovely kids, but I don't think they knew how to treat cats as cats. I think they thought they were teddy bears. So their cats used to come into my house for a bit of peace and quiet. And one of them was a lady, and she had several kittens, what do you call a flock of kittens? It's not a flock, is it? Pride. Anyway, she had lots of kittens, and she came in my house to do it. And normally I handed the kittens back when they were ready to go. And I said, there you go, there's your kittens. Get them housed. Not my job. Anyway, but the last lot she had 3 or was it 4 kittens? Was 3 or 4. And one of them, for some reason, that they were in a box in my bedroom, which is at the back of the house. I am always in my studio, which is a bedroom at the front of the house. And one day, this little kitten, no bigger than that, with the way they walk like they're drunk, waddled its way into my room. And I was doing something, and I thought, okay, well, look, I'll just pick you up, put you in my lap, finish what I'm doing, and then I'll take you back to your mum. Anyway, I'd finished what I was doing. I was typing something. I looked down, this little kitten had just curled up and gone to sleep. So I just left her there, got her with me evening, and later on I had to go and do something. So I gently scooped her up and put her back. Next day, I looked down, she's back again. She's come back. So I picked her up this time, put her on my knee, did the little thing, purr, 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 with the little murder kittens going like that, fell asleep. And that was it. Every night I was in the studio, she would come through. She wasn't wobbling in the end because they were bigger kittens. She would come through, and I just said to them, like, I'm sorry, you're getting 3 kittens back here, not the 4, because the other one's chosen me. I know she hadn't chosen me, but, it felt like she had, because every night she used to come in and sit on my lap. None of the other kittens did. They were all running around doing what kittens do. But Poppy would just come on her own, meow, meow, pick her up.
It sounds to me like she chose you.
I guess, yeah.
So tomorrow, with it being National Kitten Day, are your two
plans are afoot? Yes, plans are afoot. Tomorrow they're getting a tin of tuna. Tinned tuna is actually not good for cats. I know that, but an occasional treat doesn't harm them. But people who feed them on tuna all the time will damage their cats. Anyway, that aside, they've got a tin of tuna because they will climb through a wall for it. The pair of them. And I've got some kitty crack, so that I can sit with them tomorrow night and feed them kitty crack.
You should explain to everyone that kitty crack is kitty treats that come in a little tube and you squeeze it out and they lick it and they call it kitty crack because they really like it.
Yeah. Again, they will climb through a wall to get their hands on it. So yeah, we'll have a little session tomorrow night and we'll celebrate National Kitten Day here in the house. I'm off to see my daughter at the weekend, who lives in Torquay and on the southwest coast there. Probably not going to be filming. Just going for a little visit to go see her.
Oh, if you do ever film there, I know what you need to film. I saw a documentary during World War II. The people in London couldn't sleep because of the Blitz and all that. So they set up these massive areas for people to go and sleep, and one of them was in that town.
In Torquay?
Yeah.
I think I've heard that.
Yeah.
I'll look into it, Jeff, and if there's anything doable, I can always go back down and do it. But yeah, that's a thought.
Ian says, hi, guys. Thanks for reminding me, Bernie. Ian is the hardest working man in England, I'm convinced. Yes. Yes. Kathy says, my cat died 10 years ago, age 21. No more, as it is so emotional to say goodbye.
Yes. I know. I lost my cat, Bert, who I moved here with. He was 17. And it's horrible. It's something. Yeah, no, don't like it. Don't like it.
Kathy says, Gabe, did you need a passport to go to the Isle of Man?
No, you just need a photo ID. I use my drone pilot's license because I had my pilot. I went to put my drone pilot's license. Looks a little bit like a driving license, and I went through security and went to pull my driving license out, which is that one, and I pulled the drone license out by mistake, which is that one, and I said, "Oh, you've got a driving license? No, that'll do. It's got your photograph on it." So yeah, I got in on a drone license, but normally a driving license is what you need.
You guys have a weird relationship with your driver's licenses. You don't go anywhere in America without a driver's license.
We don't go anywhere. Sorry, bro. Say again.
You don't go anywhere here without an ID, without a driver's license. They will throw you in jail.
Yeah, we don't. We've never at the moment had a law that we have to carry ID. It's going that way because you physically need ID to survive, but it's not a law that you carry it or a requirement that you carry it. Although I suspect if anyone's going to bring that in, it will be the current Labour government. That I've carried a driving like there's yours. Yep. I mean, I've carried. Is that an ID card or is that your driver's license?
Actual driver's license has my picture on it.
Yeah. So a driver's license is your national ID card, pretty much, because everybody
Uh,
drives.
yeah, but they're doing weird things with them now. You have to have an enhanced license. Yeah, I don't understand it all. I don't know.
Hmm.
There's
That Trump.
multiple layers of. Yeah, let's not go there.
No, let's not go there.
Uh,
Who else? Anybody else?
Jackie says Sansa is a ragdoll Persian cross.
Oh, beautiful.
Andrew
Wait,
Norris says for sure, cats choose you.
they do. They do. They do. Those ragdolls are supposed to be really cuddly cats, a bit like Mancoons, aren't they? I've always fancied a Mancoon. Great big thing.
Let's see. Somebody says they were looking forward to the picnic. Where did I see that at? Is it your picnic? Is it your world famous hot dog roast you're gonna have?
No. Somebody's got it in their head that I advertised. I'm having. See, look, see what. Look. You can see. I was having a barbecue and I was going to grill some hot dogs in my back garden on the 18th of July. Now, I don't know who's put that around. I was referred to a comment in one of the shows where I said, I will let you know when I do it. And I was talking about the 18th being hot dog day. Somebody's got their things mixed up and thought it was a barbecue. I will be doing it because Jeff is going to tell you in a minute all about the grill he's just bought himself. Now, he's going to challenge me because, as you know, he cannot understand why we in Britain don't have grills. I'm going to get a grill and he's going to show us this grill when he sets it up and he's going to challenge me to get a grill and grill something. So I'm going to have to get a grill and grill it better than he does.
I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how you live without. I mean, once in a while, you just gotta have some kind of carcass to throw on the grill and grill. I mean, it's just. I don't get it.
It would be nice to sit out here in the garden with a nice big bison steak or something gently sizzling away over there. We were actually seriously talking about bison steaks today. Do you know there's a butcher in Scotland? He will sell you bison. He will sell you zebra. He will sell you squirrel. He will sell you frog's legs. He will sell you all sorts of different things that you would not normally associate with going to a butcher's. Elk is out of season, apparently, if anyone's interested. But no, I mean, yeah, I guess other people eat different things, don't they? We're not used to it. I mean, Jeff thinks nothing of going into one of his truck stops and coming out munching down on an elk burger. Yeah.
I went to TA in Virginia a week or so ago. All they had was beef. They usually have elk. They usually have something else. They didn't. But it was good. But it was a Fuddruckers inside the truck stop. And I have to say, Fuddruckers today is not Fuddruckers of the 90s.
No.
Fuddruckers of the 90s was a lot of fun. And they had exotic stuff and they had music and it was a happy place. They had an arcade and it was fun. This place was just dead and the food was okay at best.
Yeah, I just love the name Fuddruckers. I'm really disappointed they're going down the hill, actually, because with a name like that, they should be the top. I just love it. Hey, I'm off the Fuddruckers. Anything in the comments there, Jeff, or should we move on?
We should move on. You got a lot to get through. You got to get through. You got to show Andrew Norris's film because he has another one ready.
We're doing that. Yes, we're doing that. Before I get there, though, I just want to mention what some of the other things I'm going to be doing. before the end of the month. I've got a couple of things coming up which are going to be quite interesting. First off, on Monday next week and Tuesday of next week, I'm away. I'm going to the Isle of Wight. And I'm doing that because I'm going down on the train. I'm going to go over on the hovercraft, stay the night, and then the next morning I've got an all-day travel ticket. So I'm going down to Ventnor, and I'm going to ride the Isle of Wight Electric Railway up to the end of the pier, and then I'm going to catch the hydrofoil back to Portsmouth and then come home. So it's basically I'm going down there specifically to just look at the transport down there. I'm not going on the steam train. That's a trip on its own, a separate trip. But the steam train, Bernie will know about this, but the steam train actually runs in and joins or comes in alongside the electric railway, because obviously they've lost a lot of railways on the Isle of Wight that they no longer have. Same on the Isle of Man, actually. That had a much more extensive railway. I mean, you could get the train to Peel at one time. Peel is completely cut off from it now. You could get from Peel to the east coast to Ramsey. There was a line there. There was a line running along the middle of the island. So, a lot of these lines have always been lost, sadly. So that's that. And then, again, with a railway thing, at the very end of the month, it's Railway 200. The railways have been around 200 years, give or take. And there are many, many celebrations going on. Apparently, the biggest one I've managed to get a ticket to. Completely sold out now. But up in Derby, we currently is where our largest railway works is left. I mean, Swindon is a shadow of itself. Doncaster, they think, is under threat of closure. That's being run down. But Derby is still a huge, huge concern. And it is the home of Alston, Alston, who build and maintain railway engines and coaches. And they're having this big event, and they're opening up the Derby works to the public for the first time in 50 years. And all the usual suspects are going to be there: Flying Scotsman, Mallard, all the usual suspects having a great big cavalcade of trains there. And I've managed to get a ticket. They sold out. They had 10,000 tickets for each day. It's running over 3 days. And each of those 10,000 tickets sold out. So they added another 25,000 tickets to those tickets, and they've now sold out. You cannot, for love nor money, get into this event. I'm amazed. It must be pulling people in from all over. But I mean, I guess, nobody's been in there for 50 years. It's a big event. So yours truly has got to go and film it. So look out for the film of that at the end of the month. Jeff.
Oh. And at some point, you're still talking about going over to Paris, right?
Yes, we are doing the film about the ladies. We've changed the order of that. I was going to go to Paris, go to the grave, and then go to Verdun. We've decided it would be a much better thing to go straight over to Verdun, do the story from there, and then come back through Verdun come back through Paris on the way home, and go to the grave and lay the flowers. So that's going to be happening. I'm looking to go to Germany soon. I've got a couple of other ideas that are milling around in the back of my mind. I want to go to Sweden by train, and that's a weird one. I want to go over the bridge, and I want to visit Copenhagen. I like Northern Europe, so look out for me making announcements about that end of the world at some point soon. Andrew Norris and the Frogs. Here we go. Now, I would like to show you this next film. It's come from Andrew. Beautifully filmed as ever. Thank you for this, Andrew. Really appreciated. There is an update on this, which will be coming out on the next show. This was meant for the last show, but as we were coming live from the Isle of Man, I was actually broadcasting off my iPhone, and that wouldn't let you show videos, so we couldn't show it. But tonight, we can. And if I can find my glasses, I'll be able to see where on the screen the little boxes that I have to push so that we can get it to work. And I've just found it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present the latest update on the frog situation.
Come back to the village
What
and
the
to the
hell?
dew pond. And the pond is in a pretty desperate situation.
Hang on a
It's
moment.
very low.
There's going to be a short delay while I sort out what the hell's going on here. Something's not quite right. What was the last one I showed? That one. Get rid of it.
This is like a going to the movies back in the 1930s and seeing the serials.
Absolutely. I am sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's going on here.
Back at the ranch, we last heard Molly say,
Here we go. All right.
Come back to the village and to the dew pond. And the pond is in a pretty desperate situation. It's very low, the water is very low. And you can see the ripple of the water where the tadpoles are. There's not a lot of depth to the water. So I don't really know what to do. I do have one vaguely ridiculous idea. And that is to fill these barrels from the water source at my late neighbour Maura's house. Just at the end there. At least this water source is not too far away, so I can do several rounds. But I think it's a ridiculous proposal to keep trying to top it up barrel by barrel. Well, despite the shallow water, there's still lots of tadpoles there. So I'm going to fill up the two barrels now, accumulating a total of maybe 60 litres of water, just to see them through the night. And then tomorrow we bring out the big guns and elicit help from members in the village who have been, so far, those who I've tagged to help have been very gracious with their help. But this is the big one and a deciding factor on whether the tadpoles survive. And we shall see tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock. I have an appointment to be here. Well, that's about it. If the remaining tadpoles don't make it, then there's nothing more I can do. And they'll have to fend for themselves.
Well, Andrew, if it does fail, no one can accuse you of not trying. I can't think of anybody who would have gone to the lengths you've gone to keep them going. I think it's incredible. Absolutely.
What if he saves too many of them and it looks like a biblical plague?
That'd be something else, wouldn't it?
Have you seen those videos of those people in Australia that have those great big frogs and they can't sleep because they scream so loud?
Oh wow!
Cane toads. They're called cane toads, I think.
Cane toads. Good gracious.
Yeah, in Australia, they're a frog you'd have to see to believe. And they scream really loud, and all the people, they go out and bang drums and stuff. So they'll hop away so they can sleep because they're so loud.
I've discovered what went wrong. It happened earlier on. Something's gone wrong with StreamYard. They've done an update recently, and now if I show a video, when it finished, I'd just let it run out, and then you start another video, it'd start over the top of it. What it's doing now is I've actually got to show a video and then remove it from the studio so that the next video I shows up on the screen. So that's that. And also, there is going to be an update from Andrew to tell us what's going on with the frogs. And it's a
Suppose there'll
beautiful
be just frogs everywhere. They'll show his house and they'll be hanging from stuff and screaming.
yes. Damn frogs!
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mrs. Norris will be in the background. You had to do it. You had to save the frogs. You had to do it.
That would be good. That would be good. Yeah.
Allison is with us tonight. She just popped in. She says, "Good evening, Gabriel, Jeff, and everyone."
Alison.
Ernie is with us. Ernie says, "Good on you both for doing this. The people of town must love you. I'm sure you put shame to the natives for not feeling the love of their country as you do."
Oh, I'm so glad Ernie's turned up, because tonight I am finishing the show with a film, a beautiful film, a stunning film that has been sent to us by Ernie. In fact, Ernie, if it's okay with you, I would like to publish it on the channel. It's that good. And it's all about the Green Men of Glastonbury. Some behind the scenes stuff, but it's beautiful. It's been put to music, and we're going to finish the program on it tonight. And again, Ernie, thank you very much. And welcome
Andrew
back.
says, "Cane toads secrete a hallucinogenic substance." How do you know that, Andrew?
Yes, they do, don't they?
Tell
Yeah,
us.
oh, that would be fun. That would be fun.
You've been sampling the mushrooms from the field there, Andrew.
I tell you what, on a serious note, doesn't that village look beautiful? I'm jealous.
You know, it's a very pretty countryside. Don't know that I could live there and not have a mocha hut. Don't know that I could live there and not have a Walmart, but it is very pretty.
It is. I mean, Andrew has a book which I intend to purchase, but I said to Andrew, I want to purchase it from you. So I'm going to go over there because I want to see that country. I love Eastern Europe, Budapest, Prague. I've been all over that way. I absolutely love Eastern Europe. And
Get two. If you go over and get his book, get two, please.
Oh yeah, I will get two. Don't worry. Yeah, I'll be getting one for you as well. Don't worry. But I want to get them in person, and I want to go over there to get them because we can do a film, show how wonderful the place is. I'm jealous because I don't want to live in England anymore. I would move to Europe tomorrow, but since Brexit, they don't want us. I think it's 9 days out of 180 or 90 days. I can't remember what it is, but you can't actually go over there and live anymore, sadly. But yeah, that's that. So we're coming towards the end of the show here, Jeff. Is there anything else in the comments that we've missed out on?
Let's see. Irony says Lorena's gone to see Stevie Wonder.
Oh, that's good because Stevie Wonder won't see her, will he?
Ian says, "Mr. Norris, what are you on?" Oh, that's pretty funny. Tracy says, "Good night, everyone, from Andrew and I, who's just come in from a meeting. See you all in a fortnight."
Okie, we look forward to it.
Emma says, "I don't want to live here anymore either, Gabe."
No, it's just going to the pot. The whole country's going to pot.
You know, one of the problems with you guys going anywhere else is, like, you guys coming over here. I'm scared when people say they want to come over here because our healthcare is not compassionate and our healthcare is not like yours.
No.
And they will just look at you, regardless of what's wrong with you, and say, your healthcare doesn't work here, and they will plop you on the curb and let you die.
Sad but true.
Sad but true.
Sad but true.
It's not compassionate. It's not caring. It's not, if you either pay it up front, or they just will turn you away. And I'm always afraid when that's always the first thought I have when people, if they're over 40 and they say, "Well, I want to come over and visit," it's always the first thought in my mind. Oh my God, what would I do if you had a health issue? Because they just will turn you away.
Mm. Oh, if you're visiting, it's not so bad because you get health insurance and you can get repatriation insurance to bring you home. But if you're living there, you're moving over there, you're like everyone else. It just doesn't work.
The Wandering Ponder, when he came over and visited, he broke a tooth and it about put him in the poorhouse
Mm,
because his travel insurance wouldn't pay it.
yeah. Yeah. Bizarre. So, any final comments out there, Jeff, before we wind down? And I want to show Ernie's film.
Ian says, "Don't lick the rocks." Oh,
We've got to make sure they survive first before we start telling jokes about the poor little things. I mean, I've got to say, I take my hat off to Andrew Norris, seriously, for the work he's put into that dew pond. And it is an important thing because things like that we're losing. They're
yes,
disappearing. And if that dew
yes.
pond goes, that's another dew pond gone. I think it's the last one in the village. Traditionally,
Well,
they'd be gone.
I think one of the problems he's having is it's not really a dew pond anymore because they changed it when they put the road through.
Oh, okay.
So the aspects of it that you would call a dew pond don't really apply to his because it doesn't refill itself, and they
Mm,
changed the spring, and
yeah.
so he's hamstringed or crippled
Hamstrung,
from
yeah.
from the start. Yeah.
Mm. Well, more power to you, Andrew, is all I can say. Anything else, Jeff? Otherwise, I'm going to show the wonderful Ernie's wonderful film.
You need to show it.
I need to show it. I need to
Yeah.
find it. Where is it? I've got to find it. There we go. Well, then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say good night because this is going to fade out and we'll be gone. Um, so I'd like to say thank you very much for coming. I would again like to thank the wonderful Jeff for being here with me. I couldn't do it without him. I really, really couldn't. We josh at each other all the time like this when we're not on here as well. So no, this is normal. No, I couldn't do it without Jeff. He's a complete hero and I love him to bits. So on that note, I'm going to show you this and let Jeff say good night.
Good night, everybody. Hope to see you again. Remember, next Wednesday is our lovely station master that we all love very much. And yeah, Andrew Murphy has a video out on his channel, Moment of Murphy. I watched it. It's him and his mom going for a walk. It was very enjoyable. I recommend it.
Oh, good. Excellent. And on that note, here
Good night,
comes
everybody.
the Green Men of Glastonbury. Please let it work. It worked.